Hey, what's up? It is time for last minute betting with the Sports Nuts. We got your quick fix for sports betting. Brought to you by, of course, OddsJam, the premier odds comparison company. Don't forget, we have the Bet MGM and Points Bet links. We're going to show you that here in a little bit. You need to get those, and you need to deposit into those books, and you need to make a bet in those books. Not just sign up for the links, even though that does help us. You got to do all that. Underdog Fantasy and Thrive Fantasy also, where you can get up to $100 deposit match. You got to deposit, you got to place a bet. Once you do, we're good. That's what we need you to do. Can you do that for me? I'd appreciate it. Don't forget, like this video, subscribe to this YouTube channel. Okay, don't get confused. If you want to find Mike and I, it's at OddsJam live streams, Bob and Mike. And that takes us to where we're at right now, which is sitting here getting ready to talk a little sports. And Mike, you were on with the 49ers last night. I got to give you credit, man. You nailed it. And, I was listening to some guys in the NFL Network today. And I'm sorry I haven't seen things your way. They've convinced me that the Niners may have the best defense in all of football.
Well, if it took some guys on the NFL Network to convince you, Bob, then what the heck is going on here, man? I had you the whole way covered on that. I'm convinced the 49ers are a legit contender. I mean, you look at the NFC, Philadelphia is your best team right now, 4-0, but I'm not super impressed with who they've played so far. Not taking anything away from them. I think Philadelphia is a very good football team. But I think when you look at San Francisco and that defense, it's a difference maker, and that is a game changer. And their secondary looks to be a lot better as well. Their front seven is dynamite. They're dominant. They are, in my opinion, the best defense in the NFL.
Okay. All right. Yeah, I'm convinced of that. But in Money Time, says Pierre Chevalier. Yeah, we're going to show you some money here in a little bit, Pierre. Here's the deal, Mike. All right. They have, you're saying, playmakers on defense and what have you. Let's not forget about the playmaker on offense, okay? Deebo Samuel, what he did, first of all, nobody can tackle him one-on-one. Did you see Jalen Ramsey try to take him on? He just bounces off, man. Deebo Samuel has said, nobody can tackle me one-on-one when I'm in the open field. And I'm telling you, after watching that last night, I have to tend to agree. Could he be the most dynamic player in the NFL?
Very much so. Yeah. I mean, I don't think there's anybody that you can really argue to being like him other than maybe you say a Tyreek Hill, but they're, with Deebo Samuel's ability to make waves in the running game and just be an all-around weapon, I definitely think Deebo Samuel is the best gadget player weapon that there is right now. No two ways about it. But Bob, I also want to point out, I had let me just let you know here right now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6 positive EV plays from the recommended filters last night. The under 20.5, right, and the under 21.5 first half total, and the Niners on the money line, obviously. And then we had the Garoppolo over on his passing yards, under on his passing completions, and the Skowronek play over 29.5 receiving yards. So what a night.
We had a couple of those plays on Morning Coffee, so I'm going to give you some credit. The one thing you didn't say was Bob had the under 42.5 for the whole game.
Yeah.
And there you go. There's another Bob pick that was right. All right. I got to get to Matt.
Fair enough.
I got to get to Mac Jones here. Told you guys Hoyer last week, Pat's cover. Zappy is pathetic. You know what? I got to disagree with you, Mac. Watching Good Morning Football today, and he was their number 2 rookie of the day on Sunday. Let's see. Starting to think Judge Steven says won't hit 62. I hate to say.
Yeah.
Plus 135 did not hit one. Wow. What book is that? He says FanDuel. Any Thrive Fantasy MLB player props I should get in on today? Mike, we're going to look at that here in a bit. That was before the game today, though. It may have changed. That is true. I'm in the film room. He's awful. Okay. I'm just telling you what they said on Good Morning Football.
Well, who cares what they said there? We're going to go by our eye test. I would definitely look at fading the Patriots coming off a big
absolutely.
win against the Packers. I'm not sure that he's going to be the answer for the Patriots. And Mac needs to get back ASAP.
All right. You know what I'm going to do here while we're I'm going to do things a little differently. Let's get on some player props here and see if we can find anything in Thrive. What do you say, Mike? Think we can do that?
You can sure try.
Let's try real quick here. I'm going to present my screen, share my screen with y'all. And let us just see if we're seeing any Thrive plays, positive EV. Here's one right now, Mike. Bryson Stott over 0.5 player hits. 30-cent market with minus 111 on Thrive. About a 53% chance of hitting. I'm going to add it to the bet tracker because I need to make some Thrive plays tonight and underdog plays. I appreciate you bringing that to my attention.
Mac, yes, we do. We have one in the description below.
Yes.
Please do that. Jump on that. Yes.
Deposit and bet, too. All right, so here's another Thrive play that's popped up. Omar Narvaez basically to go hitless tonight. And that is a 27-cent market with. That's about a 53% chance of hitting, too. So we might as well jump on that, right, Mike?
We should. I actually posted that link for everybody in the comments section. So anybody that wants to take advantage of that and hasn't gotten signed up, do that. $100 deposit match. So you definitely want to take advantage of that. Again, the link is in the description. Posted it in the comments. Jump on that. Yeah, I like that play, Bob.
Okay. There's Underdog, and here's Thrive. They'll match your deposit up to $100 in each one of those. So if you got it in your state, then all you got to do is Google to find out whether it's legal in your state. If it's legal in your state, you can play. We've got people in Missouri now that are coming on board and checking it out. And in the meantime, Mike, Justin Verlander over 6.5 player strikeouts tonight, minus 106 on FanDuel. Once again, about a 52.5% play. I'm jumping on it.
Yeah, Bob. Verlander is pitching for sure, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Yes. Phillies definitely aren't a team that strikes out a lot, but I think we can jump on that play.
I also hit Sean Manaea earlier today, under 4.5 player strikeouts. Here's one. It's actually on Price Picks 5 Flex. This Jake Odorizzi over 4.5 player hits. I think I'd go up to even almost over 5.5 player hits. Honestly, I'm not been a real big Odorizzi fan. I think that he's been a little overrated, and the Braves got him. Of course, they're about to win their division, so we'll see what happens. All right, I'm going to stop sharing. I'm going to let Mike take over. Have you gotten all the comments? Yes, you have. You are on the ball, Mike.
Yeah, Bob. So let's turn these recommended filters on here real quick, and let's just refresh and see what we got out here right now. I will zoom in a little bit so you guys can see a little better. That should help. let's see. That game is at 7:05. First half total runs over 4 in this Rangers Yankees game, plus 110 on BetMGM. Definitely pretty good value on this play, about a 49% win probability. I'm going to leave that one there though, because I'm going to go on this 49ers Panthers play, Bob. I like the under here. We know how good San Francisco's defense is. Their offense is what they are. They're gonna eat up clock. They're gonna run the football. They're gonna pick and choose how they go about their passing attack. I think that this play is set for another under, Bob, for San Francisco. And if we look at this play here, we can get the under at plus 100. All these other books, at least except Bet Rivers, they all and PointsBet, they have it even there. But DraftKings and Pinnacle have got this under a little more juiced. And Pinnacle being a sharp book, that makes us think that, all right, there's value on this under tremendously at plus 100. And we're probably on the right side of this bet. And it's a 51% win probability, Bob. So I also like this bet as well. So I'm going to add that one to my bet tracker, an early NFL bet for y'all to get on and just to see if there's anything else that comes up. So there is an under 38.5 and the under 39. I didn't see that under 38.5. That one with a slighter less win probability. We could butterfly those two, Bob, but I think I'll stay. Oh, man, the under 40 we got to hit, though. And that's got a 54. But, yeah, so let's do that. Same thing here, Bob. This under is pretty juiced on 3 books, except on BetMGM. We're getting good value, and there's some good line discrepancy on this play when you consider that everywhere else is giving plus odds on that over and super juicing that under. So I will hit that one as well. The under 40 and under 39. 39 is a little low, so I'm going to actually go back to my bet tracker and change that in a minute, Bob, because I'm going to put a half a unit on the 39.
Okay. All right. So since you're on,
and there's an under 40 point, Bob, should we butterfly the heck? I mean,
do it.
I think we do. We're going to have the same thing here.
Yes.
Yeah, so I'll go to my bet tracker and I'll redo how I'm going to wager that.
Let's eat tonight, Isaiah. Let's eat tonight. Let's do it. I want to point out something here real quick. I'm going to remove you from this, and I'm going to present.
Okay, Bob.
I got to show this real quick. I want to show people, since you're talking about all these BetMGM plays, I want to point something out here real quick. I use BetMGM a lot. They've got a Buffalo Wild Wings promo. They had a risk-free up to $25 bet on pro football the other day. They're always coming up with something. The BetMGM link is right at the top of the description. Guys, get in there. If you don't have BetMGM, go there, deposit. I think they have risk-free bet up to $1,000. Just do it now. Go to BetMGM. It's extremely important. I just wanted to share that with you guys real quick. All right. Fair enough. All right, Mike. I want to go somewhere else. Now, you know that we found.
Where would you like to go, Bob?
Well, let me finish here, okay? We went and found the Braves and got them at like plus 300 and what have you to win the division.
Mm-hmm.
I want to look at some hockey futures right at this moment just to see where everybody's at on the Western Conference and Eastern Conference. You ready to go with me? You ready to take this trip?
I'm taking this trip with you.
Follow me. All right, here we go. NHL, let us click futures. We do have the top 5 on the page. All right. Let's go to Western Conference first. Here are your numbers for Colorado, Vegas, Calgary, Edmonton, Minnesota, my Blues, the Kings, Dallas, and the Predators. I cannot believe that the Predators are ranked that high along with Vancouver, but I see the Kings, Mike. The Kings are going to be a better team this year. Okay.
Well, we know Nashville's not a bad team, though.
No, they're not a bad team, but the one that I'm not convinced on, and you're gonna have to talk me down from this. I think Calgary is a better team than Edmonton, or I'm sorry, than Vegas. I do not think that Vegas has the goaltending that's going to take them to win the Western Conference. I think that number is inflated right now. Am I right or am I wrong?
Look, Bob, I'm definitely high on Vegas. I said that coming into the season. Once upon a time, we talked about this, and I said Vegas would definitely be a team kind of high on my radar.
They don't have a goaltender, Mike.
I get that, but Colorado's downgraded as well, and they're the favorite, and you're not arguing that. So you'd have to say that health became a factor for Vegas last year. If they're healthy, which we have to assume they are going to be, then I think that they're a legitimate shot. Have a legitimate shot. Not only that, that's probably the futures bet that I would take there in the West, them or Calgary.
Okay. I totally disagree with you. I think that Vegas losing Pacioretty and losing Leonard is too big for them to overcome. They will not win the West. And yes, you better watch out for Calgary because Jonathan Huberdeau is no joke. And the other one that you better watch out for Minnesota and St. Louis, man. We're not kidding around with those two teams. And they have the goaltending to be able to sustain. So, all right, let's go to the East. When we look at the East, the Maple Loafs, and I call them the Maple Loafs, are number one. Now, once again, who did they get for a goaltender, Mike? Because they let Campbell go. Did they get Talbot?
Well, they had Matt Murray, Bob.
That's right. Okay, well, former Stanley Cup winner, but
they got Matt Murray.
He's been pretty terrible the last few years. Right behind them,
and I think that's going to be the guy,
is the Panthers, and right behind that is the Hurricanes. And I got to tell you, Mike, I'm with you on this. And by the way, BetMGM has these futures out there. I think the Hurricanes are legit contender. And these two in front of them really shouldn't be. I'd be jumping on the Hurricanes at plus 500 right now. Let me ask you this. Are you surprised that Pittsburgh and New York have the same odds?
A little bit, because I think New York definitely improved a little bit. They didn't lose, too much. So I think the Rangers can still be a heavy favorite here, because you could argue they've got one of the best goaltenders in the NHL. Well, there's no arguing it. He is one of the best. Shesterkin is a top goaltender. That's got to count for something. And you look at the teams ahead of them. That is where I think they get a little bit of an advantage, is in the goaltending category, because of Shesterkin.
Right.
Carolina now. Ranta's not bad. Frederik Andersen, that's who you got in Carolina.
Right.
But I still think that you've got to look at New York as a pretty good option.
Okay. Well, I just wanted to talk about that.
Because let's face it, Bob.
Throw that out there.
Carolina's more or less, because you've got Anderson and Ranta. You're probably looking at more of a platoon goaltending situation there. Matt Murray
You better watch out. Vegas will not make the playoffs, says Pierre Chevalier. Don't think Calgary will either. Gotta differ with you there, Pierre. Matt Murray make me laugh.
Yeah. Pierre, I will say, unless we think Vancouver's going to be in that division, because both of them teams, for both of them not to make it, being in that division, Vancouver's got to be the team that steps up, and because unless I don't think you can make a case for Anaheim. You definitely can't for San Jose. LA's obviously legit, but it's Vancouver would have to be the team that you are expecting to really bounce back, which I do think has potential.
Mike, Stephen Batts is giving you some advice here. Speaking of butterflies, it might be a good time to sock some money away in an IRA. Might help come tax time with the gambling winnings too. Plus, it's legally protected. So there you go, Mike. You're getting some sage advice from Stephen Batts. And Stephen, I sure hope that Aaron Judge hits number 62. I'm really rooting for him to do it. I think he's a great guy. And I think he's a hell of a ball player and a hell of a hitter. But it looks like that Triple Crown is fading away. The average has been going down, and he's really struggling lately. And I got to ask you guys, all right? I talked about this on our radio show, Mike, but not with you. Why is he leading off? You do not put a power hitter in the leadoff spot. Put him in the 3 slot. Guys who are power hitters and RBI guys like to have men on base. They like to have the pitcher distracted, and they like to drive in runs. I think that is just terrible management on Aaron Boone's part. So,
well, I mean, it has worked, and that's where they've had him. But I agree. When you look at that team, he is a guy that you want to have come up in the most RBI situations. But that is kind of what they have rolled with, and it has worked. I agree. I don't know that I like him as my leadoff hitter. I would much rather him be at the 3 spot than the leadoff spot. But that, the Yankees, let's face it, they're kind of limited right now with what they've got to do.
They'd rather have. Right now teams are just going to walk him. I mean, he walked 4 times one game. He's walking every game, and that honestly, the opposing teams would just rather have him on base.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, I mean, right now that's definitely going to be interesting how teams handle him heading into the playoffs, because if the bottom of the order does happen to, make a little bit of noise, and you have the opportunity to pitch around Judge at that leadoff spot without getting into any worse trouble, they're going to do it. They're going to pitch around him any chance they get. And if the bottom of the order doesn't produce, that means Judge is going to come up to bat with nobody on base quite a bit. It's a lot harder to pitch around him if he's batting third, in my opinion, because you got, 1 and 2 guys that have an ability to get on base more so than relying on your bottom of the order. But we'll see.
Okay, so you're wondering if any pitcher would just give it to him for the record. Like final swing, last chance. Okay.
It's very possible. If you look at the Rangers, they're not playing for anything.
Tonight should have been the night. They're playing a doubleheader today. So,
that's right.
Yeah. So,
yes,
I don't know.
I forgot about that. They did play the early game.
Yeah. So was he in the lineup in the early game?
I didn't mess with that game, with those 2 games. The MLB games I looked at, I didn't take a look at the Rangers-Yankees one. I knew they played a doubleheader, and I just didn't see any spot for that other than for the second game, the positive EV bet that we got, Bob. I really do think I like that. So maybe that'll help for a home run, because I have the over.
Okay, so the Yankees won 5-4, and he did a DH. It was 1 for 5. So, he's in the wrong spot. Steven, you realize how hard it is for guys with the guy that they picked to pitch to him in the home run derby? No pitcher is going to be able to give it to him because you're trying to hit a baseball, and that's just not an easy thing to do. We saw how Pujols struggled to try to hit home runs in the home run derby, but he got something out of it. All right, Mike, I'm going to show you what my bets are, and then we're going to get the heck out of here. Let's go here and let you see what we just hit. Bryson Stott going to get a hit, basically, tonight on Thrive Fantasy. Omar Narvaez not going to get a hit tonight on Thrive Fantasy. Justin Verlander over 6.5 player strikeouts on FanDuel. Jake Odorizzi over 4.5 player strikeouts on Prize Picks, 5 flex. All right. I had the Cardinals winning tonight on the money line. They're losing 1-0. I have the Mets winning by 2.5. They are up 2. I need another run, Mike. I need this to cover for my free bet. Is it going to happen or not?
Probably not. I hate to burst your bubble, but probably not.
All right, guys. We'll be back tomorrow. Don't forget, on this particular channel, Mike and I have recorded videos too. He's got a Thursday night football video up. I have the SMU UCF game up. Mike will be doing it anytime touchdown scores. Check them out. Don't forget about the BetMGM and points bet links. And don't forget to deposit and bet.
Thanks, Pierre.
Thank you, Pierre. And Underdog Fantasy and Thrive Fantasy. Also, don't forget those links. Okay? Now I'm going to get out of here before Mike has me all.